I meant to release this sooner, but this is actually my predictions towards the Spider-Man movie. Like, some things I seen from the trailer, I never got around to finish editing and uploading all that stuff. So I'm gonna upload this, and then I'll probably release my review on Monday. That way, give it a couple of days, see what I was right and maybe wrong about. All right. But they had some leaks with the trailers along with the Avengers one and stuff, and I'm gonna say I'm theorizing that just from the things I've seen and things like that, that Sadie is Jean. I know I've seen Hulk's gonna be in the movie. I see what he looks like because I saw the Thunderclap toy the other day. Now I'm going to talk a little about the trailer, what I seen, things like that. I saw that Spider-Man is coming out of the cocoon, and at some point he tried the new web shooters, but his web became organic. And I know the organic webbing thing started with that James Cameron idea, and I think it ended up going to Toby. So I think I always think that they took James Cameron's, probably like his rough script or something, when they were going to make Spider-Man, and kind of reworked it. But anywho, I know he's talking about suppressing the mutation because he's starting to have that change. He talks to, Bruce, and Bruce talks about his like gamma inhibitor, which is interesting because he's like, yeah, if you see me without this, you should run, which I guess the Professor Hulk thing, he started losing control again. And I'm also going to say that Peter's probably trying to avoid becoming like Man Spider. But I did find it interesting. I remember they did the inhibitor, I think, at She-Hulk too, but then we saw him in Avengers stuff. He was just like, I just put the two together and I'm fine. So I guess maybe, he's still having some struggles with the other guy. And I did, while the trailer's going on, he does have a thing where Bruce is talking to Peter. He realizes he's not one of his students, and he's kind of like, Peter's like, well, how do you keep the good in the nature from the bad in the mutation when it comes to like nature? And I like that Bruce did say, how do you keep, how do you like figure out what the aspects are of good or bad in nature? And it's also very funny too, because with the webbing, it shows he has to kind of relearn it too, because it seems like his webbing is like a lot stronger. They have like a comedy bit where he like, oh, I'm sorry, how he does that from time to time, crashes and stuff like there. But I did think that was interesting when Bruce was like, what is good nature and bad nature? It's kind of interesting. And he mentioned something like, is your evolution good or bad? Trying to remember what else. And I know he doesn't have the Empire. Oh yeah, so it is saying he's not going to the Empire State University, which is an important school you've seen in comics and stuff with Peter. And in this movie, I know because he's not Peter, because no one remembers him, he's like doing the Spider-Man 24/7 thing, so his identity is pretty much Spider-Man. And I know in this movie he's talking like the damage control and stuff that they're doing. I know that you see like Sadie Sink's kind of like hidden character. You see her like stretch her arms out. There's like a Riker's blast. I guess that's how the villains get out. I mean, if you look at the trailer, you see like Boomerang and Tarantula and Scorpion. So we're finally getting Scorpion after all these years, because it's been several years, which is cool because we're getting to see some other type of villains. She definitely shows that she has like this mind control thing. But the big thing is that it seems like she can't control Peter. So I'm guessing that maybe has something to do with maybe possibly his mutation that's happening. It could be that. It could also be possibly the spell. And I mean, she's able to like freeze people mentally. She's able to take control, but that it could be because no one knows who Peter is. It could be something where the spell kind of protects him from that because he doesn't have like a full identity, I guess. But it could be just a mutation. I may be overthinking it. Anyway, Jean is talking to Peter through other random people. Kind of like in the Denzel movie Fallen. Have you ever seen Fallen? The guy touches hands and kind of does that. And she even tells him, like, you're the only one I can't control. Thinking on it, like I said, what it could be. She does do a thing with the Hulk as well, where she makes him get like larger, kind of like in the original Hulk movie, the Ang Lee one. Maybe that's a homage to that. And then when he does see him too, also as well, they do the whole thing. I guess as a foreshadow, because you see he doesn't have the gamma inhibitor. Even Peter says, "Yeah, you're getting big. I didn't know you could get that big." She mentions how she couldn't get away with this, but he's like, but he can, kind of thing. And trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, they do the thunderclap. Got to throw that out there. He even asked Frank for help. That's where I think Frank is like, you're losing it, kid. And MJ, I think, is going to get Punisher to help, if I remember correctly, as well. Which makes sense. Punisher has a unique kind of relationship with them. And remember, MJ and Ned still had adventures with Peter. They just don't remember it's Peter. They only remember being around Spider-Man. So everybody remembers being around Spider-Man, but not Peter. I think she's probably also controlling the hand with the fighting as well. But I feel as though Sadie Sink's character, who I'm going to gauge is still, I think, is Jean Grey, is a misdirect, and she's probably protecting herself from the actual true villain. So she's like an antagonist. It could be Mr. Negative. That would be interesting. It could possibly be Jackal. But, I think it's going to turn into the Spider-Man, let me help you kind of thing. But that would explain why they're not in Doomsday and they're going to show up probably in Secret Wars. I know this movie does have, like I said, Boomerang, Scorpion, Tarantula, Tombstone. So it's nice to see some other rogues. Spider-Man has a very large rogues gallery, so it's very cool to see them stretch out some of his other rogues that we didn't get to see, full suits and stuff. So I don't know. That's kind of just a quick overview. I hope the trailer looks good. I mean, Spider-Man is going to probably do well. They've done very, very good with Spider-Man. But I'm going to gauge that Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. I could be wrong. That's my guess. And but that was kind of like just a quick overview of the trailer itself. So it seems like we're going to get a little bit more detail. Peter's going to have that organic webbing. I don't know if he's going to be permanently having organic webbing or not. I know outside of the web block thing, I don't remember them really showing him run out of web. Yeah, he had to change his cartridges a couple times. So it looks like we're going to get a classics Peter to a mix. And I mean, his whole suit and everything is a mix of the Amazing and the original Toby one as well. And I would love to see them when they do the Dimension thing, do the OG Spider-Man. And I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but like Nicholas Hammond. So we'll see. But that's kind of just a quick overview. That's, kind of a rundown. You'll probably see the trailer this week. Like I said, I think they're releasing it this week. But tell me who you think Sadie Sink's going to be. That's who I think she is. It looks like it's a really cool kind of Spider-Man because he's like discovering himself. He has to rematch his friends. And now he has to deal with this other person. He has to deal with these new villains. I like that they're kind of layering it on Spider-Man. It feels like the Parker luck, but done right. Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, stay real. I'll see you.